but being skinny is out. Okay, well then go be fat by yourself and shut up! Leave me alone! Like, I'm annoyed by that. Like, what a stupid comment.
Listen to me, you're wrong. And if you don't get it, I feel sorry for you.
Hey everybody, I hope you're having a really good day so far and you are ready to look at some TikToks with me and talk about them.
I can't help but wonder how differently people would act if I were a thin person posting that GoFundMe video. I've had to delete so many comments like this with so much support. Stop conflating fatness and laziness.
If you watched my last video, we ended with Splotchmaker. Apparently, I wasn't the only person who felt like it was entitled to ask people for $10,000 to move out of your house because she got this comment that basically said the same thing. But now, in her mind, it's because of fat phobia. No, it's not. If I put up an identical GoFundMe, I would expect to end up on Entitled People Reddit. It's not about your size. I do believe we should all look out for each other, but it seems like she actually has a family who loves her and supports her, and a lot of people don't have that.
I just wanted to hop on and say thank you so much to everyone that donated to my GoFundMe so far. As of right now, all the money's been deposited into my account that has been raised so far, and I was just able to make our car insurance payment. So we were able to reinstate the insurance, which is amazing. Now we have insurance, and my partner can DoorDash again, which is awesome, so we can start trying to get more money. I just wanted to post this update because I know so many of you donated, and my partner and I are so thankful. It truly helps.
And since my last video, the goal has actually been reduced from $10,000 to $5,000, and she has raised just shy of $300.
Major bag alert, major bag alert.
This is another one of those major bag alert videos. This one is on theme with the others, where she's communicating that the classification of obesity as a disease was nothing more than a big money grab for diet culture. This wild level of enthusiasm being expressed from her is the enthusiasm I feel from this community when they're blaming anything and everything in the world for their issues. It's not as woke as some people might like to think it is to position yourself as the victim of an evil, cruel society and whine about it nonstop, rather than addressing the things that are actually in the realm of your control. So this video is her responding to a fake person saying fat girls shouldn't wear crop tops, and the audio she actually used behind it is something like, "Why don't you shut up, you old fart," but not fart, another F word. And I just think it's interesting to attack someone's age while you're trying to defend your right to wear crop tops. Like, fat phobia isn't cool, but ageism is cool.
Glad there are no old people here. This conversation will probably be total gibberish to them.
So the text over the video here is something like, "Oh, thinking back to when I used to tell my clients not to drink their calories if they wanted to lose weight, and now I drink all the cold brew, sweet cream, whatever." It's just really disrespectful from someone who gives nutrition and diet advice for a living, I'm assuming, to tell people that they don't need to care or think about what they're drinking. Just drink whatever makes them happy. It's really easy to overconsume with beverages, and if you're being mindful about your nutrition, then it's actually smart to pay attention to what you're drinking and not just drink everything that feels and tastes good.
These are my favorite f***ing comments. People really are just like, well, I don't want to be fat because... Like, okay, go tell someone who cares.
It's actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
The "I don't care" rhetoric isn't working on me. Nobody who spends the amount of hours that these people spend making the content that they make about fat acceptance and fat liberation is going to convince me that they don't care. The weird sort of ad hominem style attack here is basically her only move. She knows it's going to sound absurd to say something like, "Oh no, ending up on my 600-pound life is fine and healthy." So she's going to choose to attack the person making the statement and not the statement itself. I'm going to try to read this next clip in my best Marissa voice, so forgive me. Your body doesn't make you less valuable. Your body doesn't make you more valuable than others either. Just because you fit the beauty standard doesn't mean you're better than those who don't. So don't forget to either remember your value or check your privilege. That was honestly a lot harder than I expected it to be, and I don't think I did a good job at all. I thought the video was funny because, once again, it's one of those videos where if you're thin, fit, pretty, whatever it is, Marissa's just telling you to shut up and acknowledge your privilege, and everyone else gets to be happy. So I attempted my Marissa voice because of the video that she actually put out today that we're about to watch. And if you thought that was kind of mean, just know that I wasn't trying to be mean, but it is kind of part of my personality to joke around like that. I more just wanted to see if I could actually do the Marissa condescending voice, and I cannot.
Okay, so one thing that I just find really funny is that, you know, how I make, like, videos where I'm, like, intentionally, like, you know, condescending, and then, like, people comment on it, and they're like, oh my god, you're so condescending. Like, they don't realize it was intentionally condescending. Like, fuck, duh.
Cool. Cool.
So whenever Marissa is in a video, I always see a lot of comments about her, and particularly this, her condescending tone, demeanor, all of that. And I like that she's admitting that she does it on purpose, but it doesn't actually make it better that you're doing it on purpose, especially because you're choosing to be an advocate for a movement that you say you care about a lot. We have to be critical of any movement we care about a lot, especially if we're part of that movement. And it's definitely time to reevaluate your strategy if you think that this is actually progressing fat liberation.
Do you, boo-boo? Do you, boo-boo? You know why? Because I'ma do me!
So if you watched the video from yesterday, I wanted to start a discussion about heightism in relation to fat phobia in terms of dating preferences. So this clip is going to discuss that a little bit.
Not about to like my take. I'm a 5'6" man. I'm a 27. Heightism and fat phobia are nowhere near the same in comparison. And it's almost like comparing apples and oranges. The way they impact society is so different. Funny posts circulating around right now about like how when men list like who they view to be like the most attractive men, it's like A$AP Rocky, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Gosling, and women are like, those aren't who we view to be the most attractive men, which is a really funny example of how the male gaze has set up what the ideal man is. When you see over-sexualized female characters in video games and people go, oh, look at the dudes too, though. That's not a woman's created idea of an ideal man. That's a man's created idea of an ideal man. So in order to deal with the issues of heightism, you'd have to break down the very limited scope of what toxic masculinity defines what a man can be. And that's the real answer. It's apples and oranges.
So I understand that his takeaway point is that they are completely different, like comparing apples to oranges, heightism and fat phobia. But I didn't really hear him explain how they were pragmatically different from each other. I just heard him explain that it was rooted in toxic masculinity, heightism, though we hear that a lot for fat phobia too. So I would like this elaborated on some more.
You, but being skinny is out. Okay, well then go be fat by yourself. Like, shut up. Leave me alone. Like, I'm annoyed by that. Like, what a stupid comment.
Listen to me. You're wrong. And if you don't get it, I feel sorry for you.
I'm actually tired of hearing this audio used like this. The original video is some girl who got a comment that said, I love you, but being thin is out. And she says what we hear, okay, whatever, go be fat by yourself. Which seems like a fine response to someone telling you that you're cool, but your body isn't. And now this audio gets used as proof of fat phobia in the world and on TikTok. I do think this girl tries to provoke the BOPO and fat lip community with her content. I will say that. All of that aside, people don't hate fat people having self-worth. It's really dark to phrase it like, you feel cheated because I love myself. You cannot have a healthy perception of the people around you if you genuinely feel like a normal person would feel like they lost something because you're happy.
How lame would that be? You're lame for thinking that.
Thank you so much for coming to hang out on another video. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you thought down below. Right now, one of the next video ideas I'm working on is I've seen a few comments about someone named Amberlyn Red or Reed. I'm not sure how to say it. And I don't know who that is, so I'm probably just going to make a video here soon of me finding out who that is and discovering what you all already know. But that's going to be it for today, though. I also, since it's Friday, we're going into the weekend, I just thought it would be interesting if anyone wanted to leave a comment down below and tell me something about themselves. I like learning about people, and you guys have been telling me interesting stuff so far, so keep it coming. Okay, bye for real this time.